You've probably seen a big rig on the highway and thought, wow, that's huge. But here's the thing. Those trucks are toys compared to what actually exists in mining and construction sites around the world. Some of these machines are so enormous that a single tire is taller than two grown men standing on each other's shoulders. Today we're counting down 8 of the biggest, heaviest, most absurdly over-engineered trucks on the planet. Machines most people have never even heard of. Let's get into it. Number 8. Hitachi EH5000AC-3. Kicking things off is the Hitachi EH5000AC-3, a mining-grade dump truck built to haul rock and debris out of some of the world's deepest open-pit mines. For comparison, your average dump truck on a construction site handles maybe 15 to 20 tons per load. This thing swallows around 327 tons in a single trip, roughly 20 times more. Standing at nearly 51 feet long and just over 24 feet tall, it's taller than a two-story house. The operator doesn't just climb in, they use a built-in staircase to reach the cab, which sits high above the massive wheels. Inside, multiple camera feeds stream to a dashboard monitor so the driver can actually see around the truck's blind spots, because there's no way to judge distance on something this size just by looking out the window. Power comes from a 2,850 horsepower engine, about triple what a typical highway truck runs, paired with AC drive technology that lets it handle steep, uneven mine terrain without breaking a sweat. Believe it or not, this beast can even be remote operated from outside the cab, though mastering it takes months of specialized training. Price tag: somewhere in the neighborhood of $4 million. Number 7. Komatsu 960E. Next up, the Komatsu 960E, a hauler that looks almost nothing like a traditional dump truck. Instead of the usual boxy bed, its rear tray is shaped more like a deep tub, a design choice that helps it carry roughly 327 tons of ore or waste rock without spilling a pound. This machine stretches 51 feet in length and 30 feet across, standing about 24 feet high. It rolls on 6 massive tires, 2 up front, 4 in the back, and just one of those tires weighs close to 27,000 kilograms on its own, heavier than some school buses. A 3,500 horsepower engine pushes it along at a modest top speed of about 40 kilometers per hour, which sounds slow until you remember it's moving hundreds of tons of material. Built-in automatic braking systems help keep things safe when you're dealing with that much momentum. Number 6. Liebherr T282C. The Liebherr T282C is where things start getting genuinely absurd. Empty, it weighs around 262 tons. Fully loaded, its total operating weight climbs to roughly 600 tons. That's the equivalent of 2 Boeing 747s combined. Here's the wild part. This truck is too big to legally or physically drive on public roads. It doesn't get delivered. It gets built on site. Engineers ship the components separately and assemble the entire machine at the mine itself. Its tires alone are so tall that stacking 2 adult humans wouldn't reach the top, and each tire costs somewhere around $28,000, more than some people pay for an entire car. Number 5. Caterpillar 797F. The Caterpillar 797F is one of the most iconic names in mega hauling. Empty weight sits at about 215 tons, and it can carry an additional 364 tons on top of that. Enough payload capacity that you could theoretically load 4 adult blue whales into its bed at once. At 50 feet long and 25 feet tall, it's a common sight at some of the largest open-pit mines on Earth. A single tire on this truck costs around $250,000 and weighs about 15,000 kilograms by itself. Despite its size, it can still hit a top speed of roughly 42 kilometers per hour, fast enough to keep production moving between the pit and the crusher. Number 4. Bell AZ 75710. Now we're entering genuinely record-breaking territory. The Bell AZ 75710 holds the title of one of the highest payload dump trucks ever built, capable of hauling around 450 tons in a single load. Think somewhere close to 90 elephants worth of weight. Empty, it already weighs 360 tons. Fully loaded, that number balloons to over 810 tons, or more than 734,000 kilograms. The truck itself measures 68 feet long and 27 feet tall, about the height of a three-story building, and rides on 8 massive tires, 4 at the front axle assembly and 4 at the rear. Number 3, Terex/Unit Rig MT4400. Coming in at number 3, this hauler can manage a payload of around 320 plus tons and features a stripped-down operator cab designed purely for function, visibility, control, and durability over comfort. What makes machines like this notable isn't flash, it's reliability. Mines run these trucks nearly around the clock, and any downtime costs serious money. Its structure is built to survive years of constant loading and dumping in some of the harshest environments on the planet, from freezing tundras to scorching desert pits. Number 2, Liebherr T282B/Vale Sarcos class haulers. At number 2, we've got a hauler in the same weight class as the T282C, capable of shifting 360 plus tons of payload while carrying an empty weight north of 240 tons. Fully loaded, the total climbs past 600 tons. Some versions include a small platform behind the cab, giving crew members an elevated view over the surrounding pit, useful for spotting hazards or coordinating with other equipment during loading operations. Cab height alone reaches nearly 26 feet, and the whole vehicle stretches just over 50 feet from bumper to bumper. Number 1, Belazzi 75601. And finally, taking the top spot, the Belazzi 75601. This monster hauls 360 tons per load, again roughly the weight of 2 adult blue whales, while its own empty frame tips the scales at 250 tons. What sets it apart is the cab design. A dual-seat layout with room for a second operator or trainee, plus an observation deck where crew can stand and get a full view of the surrounding terrain. Under the hood sits a 20-cylinder engine producing around 3,750 horsepower, giving it serious pulling power even on steep mine inclines. And it's built to run in nearly any climate, from brutal sub-zero cold to blistering desert heat, without missing a shift. So there you have it, 8 machines that make an everyday semi-truck look like a toy. Which one blew your mind the most? And have you ever seen a real mining truck up close in person? Drop it in the comments. I'd love to know. That's it for today's video. See you in the next one.